Hey everybody, welcome to the Deep Thought. My name's Hasib, and let's get into our topic for the day. Today I want to talk about the isolation that we're all going through. I want to talk about essentially everything that we can do during this downtime, all the things that we can really think about to start engaging ourselves with ourselves. So when I say that, I don't mean to essentially try and think deeply about things, but more so just trying to learn to be more aware in many different senses, in many different ways. Start thinking about things, start thinking about yourself and others more sincerely, in a more sincere manner. Think about your fellow human being more sincerely. I also want to talk about I want to talk about how this isolation will most likely bring about or creep in these funny thoughts that we have every so often, but most of the time we like to suppress them. Like with isolation right now, everyone's probably trying to figure out uh, their own mortality. With everything that's going on in the world, with the virus going around and doing all this jazz, you know, all this entire song and dance with us, I think this is a perfect opportunity for us to sit down and really evaluate our own mortality. Now, I know people are going to like this because most of the time people are too afraid to go into the depths of really contemplating about dying, about the fact that one day, we don't know when that day is going to be, but one day, we will never remember any of this. We will never know that it happened. It's like one day we came into this world, this lovely little planet of ours, into this thing that we call existence, and we get to experience all the beautiful things about it, the air, the sun, the light that comes down and shines on your skin that feels warm when you go out in the summer and feels really nice when you go outside in the winter and you get some of that sun. The beautiful things that we see outside, like the trees, the grass, the beautiful sounds, even the sounds of vehicles passing by is still nonetheless beautiful. But this is the thing that we need to contemplate. We need to realize that at some point, all of this will go away. And we won't remember any of it. We won't know that it's happened. And I think the best way I can summarize this, this contemplation of death is probably by trying to imagine going to sleep, but without having dreams. Obviously, most of the time we're not consciously aware that we're asleep, because when we go to sleep, our conscious mind goes in a type of rest, and our subconscious mind kind of comes into control. It kind of takes over, takes the wheel. But this is a perfect opportunity for everybody to really sit down and start looking at their life, start realizing your passions, start thinking about the things that drive you, the things that really that really push you in the direction that you want to go. Think about the things that liven up your day. Think about the things that you want to do that would liven up your day, but you're not doing because you're making up an excuse to do this, that, or the other, and you distract yourself. And instead, do those things. And instead, you avoid the topic altogether, and you get through this entire of the isolation, not changing at all, not thinking differently at all, not shifting any type of patterns that you might have at all, and then living the rest of your life in a fashion that when you look back at it, you might look back and say, I could have done things better, or I could have done more. Most of the time, we're always going to look back at that, but especially to the youth of today, the people that are especially my age, when we look back at our lives, we need to look back at it and think, I did everything I could to, one, not only help myself, but to help others, to somehow provide to the world before it all goes away. And the reason I want people to really think about these kinds of things, especially the contemplation of death, is because I think that when we contemplate death, we realize that at some point, the only thing that we can do is give. I mean, we can take and take and take. We can hoard. We can accumulate material objects. But when you really think about the very end, are you really going to need any of them? And are you going to live your life and value it based on the things that you've accumulated or the things that you've done? When you die, you won't know. But as of the moment that you're watching this video, you know. You're consciously aware. So, my advice for all of us at this point is to really start looking at ourselves. Start diving into our minds, into these different realms that we're too afraid to get into, and instead distract ourselves with everything else that we like to put on our plate as a way to avoid any topic that displeases us or brings us any type of discomfort. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video. I hope I get you guys thinking. I hope you guys end up thinking about something extraordinary and end up doing that extraordinary thing, whatever it might be. But that's the end of the video. And I will catch you guys again in my next video. Take care, everybody.